Good morning, Sir Abdulnagar. It's a very beautiful day to witness today's clash between Tornado and Tornado Bees. And, it's I think these two belong to good earth, and in they are actually Tornado is I think the second last on the table. So I think this is the second match day of the UCA Lyca League T20 League for women, and it's a very beautiful day to witness today's clash between these two cannibal. So far it's 4-0 and it's 1.4 overs. Yeah, it's indeed a very good initiative for such young ladies to start playing the league at the moment, and we wouldn't take a blame on them, but it's good for them to start experiencing as early as possible. Hopefully, they will come back stronger today and have better results. I think Tornado have to look at considering the KPIs, if at all they have any of the KPIs in the T20 format. I possibly think it's supposed to be power play playing and running hard in the wickets in the first power play so that they can set a better score before the field is open for them. Yeah, I really see that, but I don't think Tornado B guys have been training so up like they are looking flat-footed. However, by I think it's a team that has experience in playing so far. Looking at the guys who are around, the players who are in that team, and I think they should be attacking at the moment for them to not allow the batsmen to settle in the first place. However, it's now 6-0, 2.5 overs. good fielding there. Hopefully, that was what I was talking about in the first place. Keeping up, not staying flat-footed, and that was a chance in points. And it was beautifully thrown, and she's out.
And 6 for 1. But, I think that's a lot better fielding, you could say. Direct hit to the stumps, and looking at the angle at which she was at, you would say there was just probably one stump she was looking at.
Exactly, that was probably just fielding from her. And like I said, T20 is a tough game. It's a tough format whereby everybody have to concentrate in the field because anytime the ball is coming towards you, and this was a perfect move from the point field. And it's now 6-1. Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. It's the UCA T20 LA T20 League, proudly sponsored by Lyca Mobile. You can get a SIM card for Lyca Mobile and enjoy extra bundles. And that's an age. It's Patricia bowling from the leg side, and I see her field that she has a third man, and the rest are in the circle.
The new batter in, Christine Kwagala, gets to face her first ball. Tossed up a little bit from Patricia, driven to the short cover region, and easily stopped.
And the more you learn about sport, I think they are confident enough, but I don't think they have to despise the youngsters at the moment because anything can happen in cricket, uh, and it's a chance given and then it's dropped. That's what we're talking about. I think they haven't been doing enough practice, or I don't know if they've been preparing enough for this tournament. Otherwise, I look at it to be as a better challenge given by Tornado Bees rather than Tornado CC. Otherwise, it's a it's a good game to watch today between the youngsters and the most so-called senior players who have good experience before. And Agwang gets her first wicket, and it's now 8-1 in 3.5 overs. Well, I can't talk about the project score at the moment, but what I think they should do is in the women's T20 format, Entebbe has been a challenging ground for a score above 70, averagely 70 to 100 score. But I would uh, I would think these guys need to stay on the wicket at the moment. Do not rush, otherwise they are not trying to hit the ball so hard. And what I'm excited about today is they are not trying to play across. They are trying, however much, to play with a straighter bat, and it's a good view for me at the moment. Otherwise, in the past days, you'd see everyone trying to go across, even on a fuller ball. But however, I think they need to work harder on that so that they can improve on the game. the risky. That's risky. Poor communication, and that's a lousy fielding from the bowler. And personally, I would think it's better for these youngsters for them not focus at winning at the moment, but they should focus on learning and improving their games. And it's very okay for them to stay on the wicket and play as much as they can. Proper calls, and she survives narrowly in that.
Chance for a run out, went begging, throw from the mid wicket area, and the fielder, I mean the bowler herself, not selecting on not to effect a very easy run out, letting the Ashley to stamp her back and keep her ground.
According to my own opinion as well, I'm not impressed with the fielding at the moment because so far two chances have been given and they've been deliberately left out. And given the fact that they're experienced players here, we expect more from them rather than being lousing around on the ground.
To our viewers, I think you might be listening in to some of the conversations that are happening between the team manager and the coach of the teams, shouting at their batters to play straight. Um, uh, it's interesting, I would say, looking at a good game of cricket being played here. It seems like it's turning out to be more of a coaching session rather than a match.
I think Agwan Patricia is trying to bowl as full as she can, and I think it's a good strategy at this level because anytime the batsman misses the ball, she's bowling straight to the wickets and she's bowling too full. So you'd rather play with a straighter bat. Otherwise, if you play across, you'll be out.
Oh yeah, the football is working. I think I've seen very many of our ladies in the various teams playing in the league suffer with that ball that is pitched up to them. I think most of them, majority of them, when you look at batting stands, it seems a lot like they just want to play across the line. But looking at these girls play the push the ball, trying to drive those balls, I would say they're headed in a positive direction.
Exactly. That's too late. She's trying to play too late. And it's a 9 for 2 in 6 overs, Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. It's the UCA T20 League, proudly sponsored by Lyca Mobile. We are in Entebbe Cricket Oval, and this is match day 2 for the Uganda Cricket Association T20 League for women's side. Other games are taking part in Jinja, Lugogo, and one is in Entebbe.
The end of the power play, and as it stands, the score is 9-2. And with that, we also see a change in the bowling. Um, uh, I think we now see the captain of the Tornado side introduce spin in the hopes of getting the ladies of Tornado out as quickly as they can. Um, so to bowl to coming into bowl is Hope One in Chan, a player that has also had a brief stint with the Victoria Pals. Toss of one up very high. As the umpire called, the umpire signals out.
Could that be an LB? I think we
It
need
looks
a
like it
review.
should be LBW to me from here.
So I think it's better to look at it.
Yes,
The
the
referee
umpire says
side.
it's LBW. That is,
It's unfortunate for Tornado CC, and they're now for three after 6.1 overs with 9 runs on board.
yes, Christine Kwagala departs, scoring one.
It looks like bad first, but I don't think we have the ultra edge, but it's okay.
Uh,
Umpire's word is final. Looking at
well, to be honest with you, Brighton, I would, as an umpire myself, I would be saying, ball looks like it's going down the leg. So, uh, frankly speaking, but then
it's
again, we're not really in the best position to
yeah, yeah,
judge
sure.
LBW. That is for the umpire to decide. Unfortunately, the batter has to leave and make way for a new batter. The scores 9-3. That ball was pitched up so high up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think she tried to play out. I mean, she tried to get out of her wicket, and that's basically not a bad idea for a ball that's tossed up. Otherwise, she would have covered the line and played the ball on the ground. I would personally take a positive from her, however much she's gone, but it's a challenging ball to play, however much. She tried her best, and unfortunately, she's out.
Stop again, driven on the ground to the middle area, and they took that single. It's not that often that you see left-handed batters in women's cricket, Brighton.
Exactly, exactly. Uh, I think left-handers have got an advantage. The fact that there are very few and they are challenging to bowl to as right-handers. And I would personally advise her to keep working on her batting because it's easier for someone to get through who is left-handed. More so when you are a bowler or a bats lady or a batsman.
Just what was she thinking delivering that? That's I would say for somebody of her caliber with her skills and experiences, you'd expect a lot better from her. Something like that.
Uh, that comes uh, as a result of not practicing so much anyway, or maybe trying to think other ways because she has been literally bowling better in that way, and then she's trying to do something else, and that led to a no ball. But I think as a bowler, you're supposed to stick on your strategy. If you're bowling full and they're not taking you on, you don't need to change. Otherwise, you will mess up like she did. And that's an extra run in that over after she had bowled a good over, conceding one run. Let's hope that's the end of the seventh over, and it's 9-3. It's Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees and table cricket over.
I think when you look at Hope, it looks a lot more like she's trying to turn the ball as much as she can, and it's I would say it's maybe working just a little bit for her. But then again, sometimes Brighton, you're a spinner yourself. You know this. When you try as hard as you can, sometimes the ball can slip out of your hand. You tend to bowl all sorts of deliveries that would show up in the extras column.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's so common with the leg spinners when they try to throw the ball so hard and they try to do a lot of stuff. A short ball is common to them, but I don't think for Hope she's a leg spinner.
I'm saying it's common to you.
Sure, mostly, but I think she's an off spinner, and it's very hard for them to bowl such balls unless they are trying out so many things. And according to her bowling, the lollipop she's giving, I don't think there's any ball that's gonna hit the stumps. Otherwise, where they're bouncing, they're gonna get over the stumps. I don't think it's a good strategy or better strategy unless she's targeting for batsmen to give out catches. Otherwise, if she wants to hit the stumps, she needs to bowl a little bit flatter so that the ball can hit the stumps. Otherwise, I would doubt even the previous LB because the ball looked wet over the stumps.
And the bowling change brings on another seasoned campaigner for Tornado Bees, Anna Nyapendi, who started her over with a wide, and she's bowling to Muevaza, the left-handed batter in the Tornado side. And she was able to tickle that down the leg, get a single. I think the running between the wickets, I would say, has been a bit slow for the Tornado team. Fares and the ball misses everything from the bat to the pad to the stumps. And that's a little down the leg. Uh, it's another, it's another mishit. Looking at the Tornado Bees team, all their fielders are inside the circle and they're a lot closer to the wicket. I think they're trying to strive for the runs, but I think we've also seen them being giving out majority of what the team has on board.
Yeah, and this is a good field setting. It's an attacking field setting. The fact that Tornado CC are not striking the ball, so it's a good strategy for them. Uh, However, last weekend, Tornado CC played against Wanderers CC, and it was a 144 runs win from Wanderers CC. Wanderers scored 170 for 1 in 20 overs, whereas Tornado CC scored 26 all out in 13.3 overs. Hopefully, they will have a great improvement this weekend, and I hope they will improve on their batting. Otherwise, the previous weekend, there are three ducks in Tornado CC, and we hope for better improvement.
I think it's important to note that the Tornado CC team is actually a high school team. It's Pop again returning to the attack and starts with a one ball down the leg that lets Paula Neuberger strike it off of her body to get a single. And we can see that the runs are ticking at the moment. They might not be ticking like would have loved to see them tick,
Exactly.
but
More in a T20 format.
yes, but compared to what was witnessed here in the game against the Wanderers, I would say this is a huge improvement from the girls, considering it's just been a couple of days since they last played,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we can see that's a wide again from Hope One in Chan. Like I said, she does look like she's trying to plan that ball so much, and she's bowling all over the place. It's okay when she gets one to turn back in, missing the off stump.
And it's 13 runs for free.
Ashley has been on the wicket, facing 16 balls now, and not a single run to her name. She has literally missed every single ball that she has faced, with a few maybe making contact with a pad.
And basically, I think she's trying as much as possible to play with a straight bat. But however much, even the short balls, she's trying to go with a straight bat. Look at that. How much she's not moving her feet. Should have played a back foot play, a back foot shot there. But she's trying to play as much as possible with her straight bat.
A lot of this goes back to their practice sessions back in in school, because they just senior secondary school. These are the cricketers that play in the school. They also form in the school team.
Mm,
So looking at the application,
mm,
I think it all goes back to how they're practicing in school, how much game time they're having. Who knows? Some of them might be candidates and with barely enough time to practice. But it is good to see that they can show up on a Saturday,
yeah,
play for their club.
exactly. I can understand how hard it is to balance books with playing cricket. Uh, However much, I think it's not about how much you train, but how well you train. Uh,
In
uh,
your frame there, we're looking at one of the players going on to pass instructions to the batters, and she looked like she was passing on a coaching session to the team. And she looked like she was shaping some kind of a drive to illustrating it for the batters. Anya Pendi back into the attack and start with a fuller ball.
mm, yeah, exactly. If you were to notice, she wasn't even up with the game. She wasn't even walking in. She she just had the call touch him, and then that's when she thought about the ball coming towards her. Otherwise, it's a sluggish fielding to my side because earlier on I said in a T20 format, you have to be up on your toes every ball that comes. You have to expect whether it's coming your end or the other way. And that's a drop chance again. That could be making it the fourth drop chance so far in 10 overs, which might be risky. However much, giving an example, if they're playing better teams compared to Tornado, they would they wouldn't take such chances. They wouldn't compromise on such given chances. Otherwise, it's Ashley looks to be more of attacking. However much is not scoring runs, and hopefully she will convert from her zero. She has so far scored no run in 22 balls.
It is much as she's still on the dark. It is it's good to see that she's actually applying herself, despite the fact that she's most of what she's striking is going straight into a fielder. But then again, I think you have to be brave. Looking at looking at them play, you would think that they would be able to exploit the weaknesses in the field that of Tornado Bees, seeing how sluggish they are. Uh, it's left-hander. I must say, I'm a little bit impressed.
She scored 4 runs,
That makes it five now of 8 balls.
8 balls. Not bad at all for her sake. And previously, we would see they had pushed uh, a deep mid wicket down for the left hander, and that's a lowly. It's a dot ball from Hope.
Right when we just talked about the fielding of the Tornado Bees, now the wicket keeper is also taking part in this lackluster fielding, uh, with an opportunity for stumping there that went begging. Oh, that's another ball tossed up in the air.
She's laughing all over the ground. I think she's. I don't know if she's disappointed of its joy, but otherwise, this is nothing to. Anyway, I can't say. I don't want to be rude, but this is nothing to laugh about. Uh, those are like three chances given so far of a stamping, and that's it's lousy. It's lousy from Tornado Bees. Otherwise, I don't know if they're just playing for leisure. I think it's a
Yeah,
concentration, but
I would call this really lousy. I mean, you just look at that chance. The ball got hit straight back to the bowler, but she did not show any urgency
yeah,
to go and take the catch. The ball just bounced right in front of her.
I don't think they're hungry for this win. But otherwise, since it's two groups, we hope to see more challenging um, or more challenge in the near fixtures, whereby they will have, I think, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals.
Yeah. That is 11 overs played. Um, uh, in the last weekend when they played against in their last fixture, uh, I think it took them 11 overs to score the 20, was it 26? Yes. It took them just 11 overs and they were bundled out by the Wanderers. Would you attribute it to the bowling and the field set for the Wanderers, or would you just say uh, they've improved greatly compared to what their outing last time?
I think it was a better bowling side from Wanderers. So I would say Tornado Bees bowling is not as good as Wanderers. Over much, they missed out on a couple of chances. Otherwise, it would have been a different story at the moment.
Oh, and a drive, but it's straight back to the bowler. I think we can now begin to sense the urgency. Oh, ball is wide again from the umpire. But like I was saying, I think we can begin to sense the urgency from the dugout, the tornado dugout, the need to score runs. And from where we are seated, we can actually hear the shouts coming in from their coach. We can hear the teammates uh, urging them on, and should be nice to see them set up.
A chance there. Let's see the keeper on what's the umpire's coach is out.
And
I
that
think
is actually again running so lazily.
yeah,
I didn't see uh, any effort in her to try and save her wicket.
not at all. I think it should be more of a practice, even running between the wickets, more so to batsmen. I see so many people trying to run as much as possible before the games. Like they try to practice how fast can they run between the wickets. And looking at the ladies' side, somehow they make it look like they're uncomfortable running in the pads. But I think it takes practice for them. I think they should try to work as much as possible as batsmen to try and practice running in the wicket between the wickets with the pads, even running around the field. I think that can help them improve on their running between the wickets. Previously, we would notice that even when they're running, they wouldn't look at the ball in between the wickets. However, Ashley is out, and it's 19 for 4 after 11.3 overs.
Yeah. With the fall of Ashley's wicket, we see the captain herself, Blessing Pure, coming on to bat. Blessing, if you Brighton, if you remember, Blessing was one of those bright sparks in the recently concluded girls' schools cricket championship that was in Gulu. She actually played well, held the team together, and we can see right off the
She's off the mark.
she's off the mark.
A good shot over the bowler.
Yeah. I think the team needs more players of that caliber.
Abby, what would you think about this batting lineup? Don't you think our blessings would have come up the order in this T20 format? Or it's a strategy for her to come at 5 and then maybe I try to anchor around the overs. And I think she would have played the power play better than bringing in her late.
Again, sometimes it tends to it could backfire on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But then now she's gone. There's about 8 of us to play. Um, I would think that in all the remaining balls to play, I would think that she could contribute significantly. And batting with the batter who is already set,
Yeah.
I would think that maybe we could be looking at the sparks of a partnership that could be brewing, and hopefully we see them cross maybe the 50-run mark by the 20th over. But
Beautiful
right,
shot, and it's all struck off.
you see that fast boundary of his innings coming off the blade of the captain herself, Lyca appeal. I think, like I just said, um, sluggish in the field. But now,
That's a wake up call from yeah, from blessings. Yeah.
and it should leave a lot of questions to be.
Another chance given in square leg and she's dropped. That wouldn't be a good chance to drop, more so in such a time whereby the bat state is trying to push and then you're giving out such lousy. Like uh, like I told you before, you have to be up, and that's one of the hardest feelings sports in cricket, square leg, fine leg, because it's
Not a bad execution.
yeah,
Not a bad execution. Oh,
second down in this over. Unfortunately, doesn't get there, and they can only afford to get 2 runs of the straight. And it's I think they've hit the previous game's target, 27 so far now in 12 overs, and they're all out in 13 overs previously. And this is a good positive to take home. Hopefully, they play better.
to be honest with you, I actually like what I'm seeing right now on the field. And there's a lot more purpose in the batting from Tornado. And seeing these two batters on there right now, you would say that there is hope for a bigger score. And correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't seen Pollard batting? Hasn't Pollard made contact with every single ball that has been delivered to her, except those that have gone wide?
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good execution from her. However much she's now, I literally think she would be comfortable right now after facing 15 balls as a bats lady. You only need around 4 balls, and that's a good execution. It's another chance dropped. Like I told you, it's uh, it's disgusting from Tornado Bees fielding. You cannot afford to drop the entire team at the moment.
Uh,
It's anyway, I wouldn't blame them for that if at all they've not been practicing, or however much if they're trying to look at winning this championship, they should be performing better than that. It's okay, it's early enough for them. There's a lot more games to play for them to improve, but you don't need to drop such catches. They're not even striking the ball so hard, and that's giving more comfort to the bats lady. It's a second day given to them, so you have to come back stronger as a batsman.
yeah. Um, so Jacqueline Natayovu has bowled out her 4 overs, conceding 12 runs, with the with her last over being her most expensive over in the innings. But then again, not only was it the most expensive, it's the over that had the most number of chances we've so far seen in the innings. Uh, Two opportunities for a catch, and on your screen there is one of those opportunities dropped. And we also saw another put down off the batting from Blessing, put down at square leg. We've seen a few opportunities gone begging in the entire innings. I think this should have been an innings wrapped up a long time ago, but Tornado Bees seem to be comfortable leaking the runs.
Exactly. Like I've told you, like we've talked about it before, there's great improvement from Tornado CC. And it's Rita Nyangendo who comes in after the bowling change. They are 28 for 4, Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. And Nyangendo hasn't bowled any over at the moment, and this is her first over. Let's see how she gets over it. Like I told you a bit before, uh, we've been talking about the improvement from Tornado CC. Previously, it's Jordana Babide who scored. That's another chance given. Finally, she gets one catch, and Nyangendo gets her first wicket in one ball. It's 28 for 5 after 13 overs. Uh, Mr. Abiy, uh, like we've talked about it before, Jordan Ababire was the highest scorer last game in Tornado Biz after scoring 6 runs, and right now, at least there is a great improvement in in the batting of Tornado City.
Return Endo, another seasoned cricketer who's played with the Victoria Powers. You would think somebody with experiences like that should be whispering into the captain's ear at every possible moment on how to improve their fielding. Um, Herself, she's been suspect, dropped one
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
earlier in I think in the second over. But you wouldn't be expecting such from season campaigners.
Yeah, I think it's the experienced players who have to stand out in these tournaments. Hopefully, it's a wake up call for them. They'll go back home and work on them. It's good to see these mistakes as early as possible before we reach semifinals, and hopefully they will work on that. And on the other side, in Lugogo, it's Olida versus Africa CC. Olida CC has 89 for 8 in 16 overs.
Dwindling.
Good to see her intent. She's trying to strike the ball as hard as possible. Basically, I think she has to time the ball now because she's trying to hit the ball so hard and she's definitely missing. And that's a chance for a batsman. She would have, I think it's a good ball to sweep. However much, I don't think ladies do a lot of practicing sweeping the balls. She deliberately left it
Yeah,
and it's a win. No wonder it's also a run needed.
yeah, that's another run. But you can see the tornado bees are becoming more and more expensive. Um, Out of the 28 runs scored so far, 29 runs, pardon me, there's 8 runs that have been uh, given away as extras. And with that opportunity, as you can see, Brighton keeper standing way, way behind the stumps and was not able to pick up that ball quickly to effect a stumping. Um, and noticing that that is actually the opening, as you can see, she had to take a step or two before she could uh, break the stumps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like previously, I had talked about uh, uh, tossing the ball up so high. It's uh, it's so hard for that ball to hit the stumps. However much you'd see she's trying to go across the line. If it was a little bit flatter and fuller, maybe she could have missed and hit the stumps. So I think Ngendo and maybe the coach, if they are doing analysis, they should look at that and go and practice more on bowling a little bit flatter rather than tossing the ball so up.
The new bowler in is Alice Nakuganza, another spin bowler. And to face her is the skipper herself, Blessing, who seems comfortable in the crease there.
Perfect shot from a blessing, and she's trying to call miscommunication, and she's just running. Let's see if there's any chance for run out. This is
That is game awareness
yeah,
zero.
exactly.
And I think it's
Both from the fielders and the
and the
batsmen.
batters, yes.
Yeah.
I think there was a moment of a delay there between the batters. Blessing herself also seemed to pause before she made up her mind to take that second run.
It's a good offer off that ball, and thinking if she had connected with the ball, it would have been a great execution. It's the Uganda Cricket Association Women T20 League, and it has two groups, Group A and Group B. So today it's Group A playing from Entebbe Cricket Oval. It's Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. However much in the men's fixture, tomorrow is a rivalry game between Wanderers and Rounders here live at Entebbe Cricket Oval. It will be streamed live on the UCA YouTube page, so you can subscribe to the page and follow up with Uganda Cricket Association.
Yeah, speaking of women, Brighton, it is also good to note that the Victoria Pals, who are taking part in the Quibuca tournament, the 11th edition of the Quibuca tournament, are up against Brazil this morning. And word coming in from Kigali is that the Victoria Pals won the toss, opted to bowl against the Brazil women team, and scores right now are 36-3 after 11 overs. And we will keep you updated as proceedings go. Back to this game, Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees, and what we are witnessing right now is a lot more positivity from the girls of Tornado.
Yeah, exactly. They are trying to sweep the ball as much as possible, and that's what I was talking about. It's good to practice such shots because when you're able to sweep the ball, you give yourself more chances to get runs of the fine and the square leg, like how it's happening. That's a good execution from Blessing and Esther. I hope they can create a better partnership and play long in the last 5 overs.
And I think the entire over that Alice has bowled, every single ball has gone down the leg, which has allowed both Blessing and Esther to
I don't.
exploit that onside region, playing. I
Yeah,
think we've seen about 3 or 4 balls that have been swept away from the pad, and they've each given a run or two that is added onto the total. Score right now is 36 for 5 after 15 overs, and Rita Nyangendo is back into the attack, and she starts by tossing one up.
and
It is
a
hit
chance
straight
given,
back to her, and
and it's
she
out.
drops it.
Exactly, she's
That is
out.
a shout out for run out.
Two chances have been given, a drop catch. However, they came back strong and got the run out. Uh, it's unfortunate for Tornado CC. I expected a better partnership from these two ladies. However much I was impressed with the shot executions, playing the sweep shot and trying to get as much runs as they could on the balls bowled on the leg side. However much, it's now 36 for 5. Yeah, 36 for 6 in 15.1 overs. Let's see how they're going to attack the last 5 overs, and hopefully they can make around 50 runs averagely.
I think when you look at the wickets that have been falling for the Tornado side, you would normally think that the coaches will have a lot of work to do. Looking at the replay again, we see the tossed up, Blessing hits it back, Rita trying to go forward, but mistimes her jump, drops that, but then she's able to throw it to the wicket keeper, who is able to effect. Uh,
Blessing should be looking forward on facing more balls compared to the batsmen that are coming in right now, so that she can get more runs.
I strongly agree with that. Uh, we need to see Blessing facing more balls because she's the set batter right now, and she's playing well. So you'd think she should be able to face a lot more. Gangendo again with the ball all over the place, giving away another extra. As you can see, one is way down the leg, another one is way wide outside the off stump. That's a lot better ball.
Yeah, I think she has to be more consistent with her bowling. She should be comfortable getting that line and bowling to that line as much as they're not scoring runs on her. And that's a chance given, caught behind, she's out. Mr. Abbey previously was talking about the captain coming in at 5, and I would suggest, I would think, my opinion, uh, good batsmen have to face good bowlers in the beginning. And looking at her strike rate, should have scored more runs if she came in earlier enough, because we'd see how she was taking on. Uh, let's look at the replay. How she got out. I think she tried to play with a straighter bat. It's tossed up. She tried to play with a straighter bat and she got caught behind. So it makes that 37 for 7 in 16 overs. Like I've been talking about Blessing, the captain, I think they have to revise on that. Maybe she might not open, but she would maybe come in earlier enough to face the good bowlers. Otherwise, now pressure is getting on her. She doesn't have to give out her wicket, and she's supposed to face more balls right now. And that's going to maybe cost the team.
But I think sometimes looking at some of these teams, it could be something to do with how the team plays around them, and I would strongly believe that Blessing, if yes, she has opportunity to score as many runs as she can at the top. But then again, I think it would also come down to morale. Let's say if she has a bad day and doesn't score runs at the top, you could see the effect on the whole team.
Exactly.
But she seems a lot comfortable batting in the middle. And right now, I would say she's the anchor for the team to see that they actually bat out their overs, which would be a huge achievement in my books, in my opinion.
The target should be playing all their overs, and that's she comes down the track and gets a single, and that makes it 38 for 7. It's 3 more overs to play. I'll be looking at the field setting right now. They've tried to put a deep mid wicket, and fine leg is down as well, and mid on is also out, and it's a new batsman in. Do you think it's a good strategy for them? However much we've previously seen number 7 and earlier on number 6 were don't look to be attacking as much as possible. I think if you are attacking, you should not let these guys get a single for blessings right now, which they've deliberately done at the moment. As a captain, I would think I would keep my fielders in so that these batsmen that are coming in later on to face more balls rather than exposing blessings in this inning.
Great. I agree. I would have thought that the captain would have just brought the fielders in as soon as Blessing is off the strike. And, but then again, the bowler herself, if you see, she seems to be bowling all over the place. And now you see in an instance like that, that is an easy single, an easy single.
In the circle, I think fielders filling in the circle should be aggressive, should be more attacking, and that's not a run to give out at the moment. And like I told you, Blessing gives out a chance and she's gone. Like I told you, good batsmen never get chances dropped. Like now, Blessing is out.
That's
However much they've been dropping as many catches as they could, but they couldn't let Blessing stay on the wicket. It's 40 for 8 in 16.4 overs. Let's look at the replay. How Blessings tried to strike the ball, and unfortunately, she's caught in covers.
yeah. Ball was yeah way outside of stump, and she did not really apply herself. The leg was a little bit away, striking at the ball, more like slicing at the ball, and giving a catch to her fellow captain in the field. Blessing departs uh, with a team highest, with the individual highest score for her team, and with 11 of 13 balls, and also managing to get the team's first boundary.
Okay. That's tough luck for Tornado CC, and it's 40 for 8 in 16.4 overs. Alice has picked so far 1 wicket.
Alice has so far bowled 1.4 overs, giving away 10 runs, being expensive with three of those extras. Bowls another one, but going down the leg, appeals, but the umpire is not interested. I think at this point, we can easily say uh, that she did get the one to turn in.
Yeah, exactly. She would. She's trying to turn the ball as much as possible, like and
Okay. 17 overs played so far. Score is 40 for 8. And the other grounds, Ginger says against Jack. Ginger says at 92 for 3 after 15 overs. 115 for 9. The last over running against Africa CC. And in Kigali, Brazil at 38 for 3. The Victoria Pals.
talking about what's happening in Kigali, the Victoria Pals are the defending champions for the Kwibuka tournament, and they've literally done better as much. They are showing great improvement all over after being a very great bowling side as well as a batting side, because they've not lost more than 6 wickets in the last games they've played, in the last 3 wins they've got. And it's a good show from the Victoria Pearls. I hope they can keep the momentum and get this win as well.
This is the 18th overrunning. Rita Nyang'endo back in the attack. That's a thick outside edge. Oh, she is running.
Miscommunication. I think that was a great backup from the fielder behind Rita Nyang'endo. And that makes it 41 for 9 in 17.4 overs. Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees.
Brighton, forgive me for this, but I'd like to say that if Nyang'endo wasn't tripping and falling down, she might have missed that out.
Exactly. That shows also the level of fitness.
Yeah.
In otherwise, I don't know. But think of the positives. It's good to see schools participating in this tournament for the future. For the future, and it's good to see schools coming up and participating in this tournament. Sagwan comes back to ball a fourth over. And that was a slower from Patricia. Good to see all those kind of variations from Patricia. So this is the 19th over running, and we are trying to see Tornado CC trying to strike the ball as much as possible. But when in fine, they're not getting runs.
A swing and a miss. A swing and a miss. And that brings the end of the 19th over. The score stands at 46-9. Brighton, I did speak about the team trying to get to at least 50. And this is a far better showing today from Tornado than they did in their previous fixture.
Yeah, sure. You never know what comes up in the next inning, in the second inning. But I would take the positive again. It's a good improvement after scoring 26 in the previous game, and right now they've improved with the score after scoring 46 so far, which is gone bold. And that makes it the ninth wicket.
And with that weekend, we see the innings coming to an end at 46 all out. That is Tornado CC. We will see the teams come off to take the interval.
Looking at the replay, uh, Naroga tried to play across and the ball was straight into her stumps. Previously, Abia was talking about that. If you want to get wickets, according to this kind of batting, you just have to keep bowling straight, and anyone who goes across is gonna be bowled out. And that makes it 46 all out Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. We are in Entebbe Cricket Oval, and it's the Uganda Cricket Association T20 League, proudly sponsored by Lyca Mobile. And looking at today's match summary, Tornado CC against Tornado Bees. Tornado CC won the toss and opted to bat first. They managed to play 19.1 overs, leaving out 5 balls unplayed with a required run rate of 2.45, getting extras that are 14 and ending up scoring 47 all out. Outstanding performances from Apio, Paula, and Angel N, scoring 11 of 13, 8 of 17, and 4 of 11, respectively. While in the bowling side, Rita Elizabeth bowling 4 overs and picking 2 wickets in 3 overs. Sorry about that. Wanichan taking 1 wicket after bowling 3 overs. Um, Trisha Agwang taking 1 wicket, conceding 9 runs in 4 overs. It's been Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees at, the Lakeside Cricket Oval in Entebbe, and it's the UCA T20 League sponsored by Lyca Mobile. As we are waiting for the second inning, Tornado Bees require 48 runs in 20 balls, and with a required run rate of 2.4. Have a blessed afternoon.
is Rita Nyangendo in your frame there at one, and donning on the number 23 shirt is Hope Chan. That's two balls delivered so far. No run.
Meanwhile, in the other matches taking place in the Uganda Cricket T20 League, Olila managed to score 119 for 9 in 20 overs against Africa CC, whereby Africa CC is now 3 for 2. And let's look forward to seeing an interesting outstanding performances from Lugogo Create Over. It's Melissa Ariofort who managed to score 48 runs. And
The chess is on.
it's a run out
call.
in the very first over.
Tornado Bees lose their first wicket.
I don't understand why they're on pressure at the moment with such a score which requires 2.4 and over, and they're trying to push as much as possible. Anyway, it's a lousy wicket given out. Let's have a chance to look at the replay. It was a good pickup from a youngster, well thrown. She was trying to run so hard, unfortunately, she's out.
You can just look at the reactions of Blessing there.
I know how much
to turn to
getting out on a run out.
He turned to her fielder just to thank her before she got animated in her celebrations. Hope leaves the playing field without disturbing the score. Neither has she even touched the ball. Run out, attempting a second run. And with this, we can now say brings on another batter, and they seem to be taking their time in the middle there, having a discussion. Rita, suspect, I would say. She knew she was running away from the danger area and did not think to consider whether Hope would make it or not. Because when you looked at it right on, it looked like Hope had made her ground on the other side and was happy to just take the single, only to look up and see Rita uh, making her way back for two.
That's a great game awareness from the youngsters of Tornado CC. Perfect throws, taking every chance they can. And hopefully, if they carry on like that, the 48 run chase could get even harder.
Oh, as a first sign of aggression from Rita, but the ball eluded her, trying to swing and go across the line. That's the end of the first over. Score is 1 for 1.
And looking at the field setting, it's a great attacking field setting because everyone is in the circle. They're not compromising on anything and they are trying to bowl as straight as they can into the stumps. It's a good strategy from the Tornado CC. And let's see how this innings goes by.
New batter on strike is Rashida. With her very fast ball, she's able to dab it straight into a fielder, but they take no run. Second over running. The new bowler is Nawoga.
Great bowling from Naroga, looking at her first two balls. She's trying to keep her bowling as simple as possible, not trying so much, but hitting that line. Uh, Ronaldo CC should limit their extras as much as possible. This could let them play better in their fielding. And that's a great ball from Naroga. Looking at the field setup, we can see the deep mid wicket is out. She's on the rope, and that's more pressure onto the bats lady from Tornado Bees. Mr. Abiy, what would you look at as a strategy from the Tornado Bees, because they look so comfortable with the ranches, and now it's 2 overs down and they've only scored 2 runs. If you're looking at the run rate, that could make them 20 runs in 20 overs. I don't know what the strategy is, but I guess they can do better than that, looking at their experience and their maturity in this game. Like I told you before, it's basically youngsters versus the so-called experienced players, and it's good to see who needs it much more than the other.
Yeah, you would naturally think that with the Lions being the experienced players,
And
Tornado Bees lose another wicket, judged LBW by umpire Matthias Kamukama. That is 2 for 2. Rita Nyangendo falling victim to a slow delivery that she thought she would go down and smack it to the boundary.
let's
Looking
have
at
a
the
look at
replay
replay.
here, we see a ball straight into the stumps. Rita going down on one knee, I think trying to hit it as hard and as far as possible, but mistiming that on this occasion.
So proud to see Tornado CC bowling as straight as they can. Like I told you before, it's better to bowl as straight as they can in this kind of cricket among ladies, because everyone who tries to go across the line, they're gonna get out. So it's a good strategy from the bowling side from Tornado CC, and hopefully they can give a great challenge.
I think the captain's decision to take the ball as well as use spin on both sides uh, is something that is working for them. And the new batter is Anna Nyapendi. And in the looks of it, she is taking a little bit of time to walk onto the field of play.
Looking at the replay, Rita tried to hit so hard and she went across the line, and the ball pitched in line with the stumps, and she is out.
Blessing appeal. First ball was able to pick the wicket of Rita Nyangendo, and with 5 more balls to play, she seems to be right on to try and get the Tornado Bees team out.
I think it's
Very
getting more
fast ball.
intense.
Yeah.
It's getting more intense in the Tornado Bees dressing room. Look at this so-called small score could be challenging at the moment.
In contrast, looking at the fielding on the Tornado team, I would say they are fielding like a well-oiled unit.
Far better compared to Tornado Bees.
Yeah.
So what else would you expect from youngsters than that? That's a beautiful shot played in the points from Anne. And let's see if they can make two. It's a call trying to make a run out, and unfortunately they can only get 2 runs from that. It's a beautiful shot played by Anne, played it late, and gets through covers and points. That's a beautiful shot displayed. I think it's one of the best shots I've seen today. It's a great shot played by Anne.
I think it should be when you're bowling off spin, you should often try to bring the batter forward. Right from this occasion, bowled a little bit too full. So the batter is able to just calmly come forward and play the front foot defensive. But like I was saying before, um, if you're letting your batter play on the back foot all the time as an off spinner, then you're probably there's something that you're not doing right. And seeing the Tornado Bees in the current situation right now, 2 wickets down, I would think uh, Tornado team would be tightening the screws on them. Uh, like we often say, one brings two, and so on and so forth. Um, so let us, as we keep on watching, let us hope.
That's beautiful bowled by Yoga, trying to bowl as full as she can, keeping it simple and precise for Tornado CC.
What we're looking at here is a batter that seems comfortable to soak up the singles, or rather, the dot balls, not even um, when you look at those balls, they all seem to be, I think that's for cushion. This time round, she was able to throw her arms at it and swing at one to get a single, as we could see Nalwaga right there at the bowler's end being animated with her fielders that were delaying to throw the ball back in. I think you can now see that there's a sense of, urgency with the Tornado team, with the belief that they can actually win this game despite the small score that they've set.
Yeah, anything can happen in this sport. More so if you've had just to play it. So even they can be able to defend this run. And I hope they keep that momentum with their bowling strategy, keep it tight, and putting more pressure onto the batting side.
And apparently, looking when you look at how they are batting, she seems to be comfortable batting on the back foot. And I would think, well, despite the fact that this is a very young Tornado side, you would think like the coaches would be giving them some of the tidbits on how to go about bowling to such batters that are happy to just play the ball on the back foot.
I'm basically analyzing Anna. She's trying to bat while she's so straight, and I don't think it's a good stance for her. Maybe she could adjust, not right now, but maybe when she gets back to the ground after the game, maybe she has to practice that because she's trying to bat as straight as her stance. She's standing so upright, which I think is limiting her to score some runs or play some better shots. That's beautiful bold, and they can only manage to get one run. Over much, it's more backed up again. And look at how the batsmen are very comfortable without getting another run, even after a bad throw and a poor backup from Tornado CC. However much, beautifully bowled by Maywaza. She's trying to keep straight and bowling full stumps as much as possible, which wasn't the case with Tornado Bees.
I think as a bowling unit, I'm looking at the Tornado side, and they seem a lot more disciplined. Um, but this time the skipper herself blessing being
That's a
guilty,
beautiful shot from Rashida.
blessing being guilty of letting that one slip through her uh, to let the bees still a single, and that brings Anna on strike to face the last ball of the over. Misses the bat, misses the wicket keeper, goes through her legs for a bye.
Tornado CC should try to limit uh, the extras as much as possible. And positively, I would say it's a good bowling change from the captain, bring in bowlers bowling in short spells. And now it's another bowling change. It's 10 for 2 after 5 overs. It's a beautiful game, beautiful scenery at Entebbe Cricket Oval. bowling change, and Ashley comes to bowl her first over in the inning, and she bowls away. I think she has short run up, and it doesn't give her great momentum in her release, showing her follow through is not perfectly done, and that's why she's bowling down the side. How much I would prefer that she tries to bowl as much as possible into the stumps, straighter as much as possible. Otherwise, she's gonna leak runs to the team, and they can only afford to get one run of the ball of the short fine leg. It's 11 for 2 after 5.1 overs. Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees at the Entebbe Cricket Oval.
Poached up in the air again, but that one was sailing down the leg. And that is two extras she's given out already. She's bowled two balls, given out two extras. And there in your frame, you can see she seems to be trying to practice her bowling. And this time around, she's able to get one correct, which the batter Rashida is able to just strike down to the mid-wicket region for no runs.
Basically, this should be a bowling strategy from the captain and the coaches, maybe, to bring her early as much as possible rather than when the game is getting tighter. But previously, looking at the bowling change, they have a good bowling attack in the first three bowlers. So I think they're trying to bring this Ashley as early as possible before the game gets more intense, and they will hopefully make a better bowling change the other side. Here now it should be bowling in partnerships. Otherwise, Tornado CC might get uh, hard times in this bowling attack.
It's driven down the ground beautifully to mid on. The calls for a run out, but the batters had well crossed and made their ground on their respective ends. I think looking at your screen there, Ashley seems to be uh, having trouble with her run up. And I think the case in point is that ball that she has just delivered that is way too wide. Um, she does look like she's struggling with that run up as well as, and that's another wide down the leg. So the first one was on the offside, way too wide. Second one is down the leg, again, too wide. That is already four extras in this. That's already four extras in this particular over.
Looking at Ashley's bowling action, uh, I don't think she's using her left hand and her front foot when aiming or when bowling at the delivery point. I guess this is something she should work on when she gets back. And the coach should come and review on her bowling action. I think when they get back home, they should practice on how they can do better with this. Otherwise, looking at the points table in Group A, it's Wanderers CC, Sorority CC in the second place, Pioneer Cricket Club, Tornado CC, and Tornado Bees playing their first game in this tournament. And in Group B, it's Olila Cricket Club being the first on the table, followed by Mukono Development Africa CC, Jack, and Ginger SS.
Yeah, that is, as we were saying before, she seems to be struggling with that run up, and the hand and feet coordination seems to be lacking as well. Her over has been very expensive so far. Uh, that is six extras in the over,
Making her concede 10 runs in this
10
over.
runs given away in this over, bringing that score to 21 for two after 6 overs. And with that, the power play uh, comes to an end. And it is interesting to see what the captain will be thinking after this particular over. Coming back into the attack is Paula Mwebaze. So if Tornado were to put up some kind of a fight, I would think now would be the time the captain would probably think to bring one or two of our best bowlers to see if they can break this partnership, get a wicket in early, and then look to limit the runs that are now leaking, like oh, she starts off with a wide.
Exactly. Like I told you before, keeping the momentum is hard now. This is where experience comes in these youngsters. After a great start, they are now trying to lose it out after failing to get a wicket in this partnership. And Tornado Bees need to keep up their heads and great partnership from there. And it's ball short and play to the spare leg, and they can only afford to get one run.
I think this goes to show the importance of bowling to your field. Much as that was a very bad ball, it is good to see that the captain has thought about having cover for her down at the square leg region where the previous ball was hit. In any other situation, that could have easily gone for 4 runs. Um, but then it all comes down to the bowler to make sure that she's bowling in the right lines. And again, this one's delivered down the leg. Umpire judges it to be wide. With the wicket keeper letting this one slip through, and that is 2 runs given in extras. Um, when I look at the batting, when I look at the bowling pad right now, um, there are quite the number of dot balls that are being delivered, but you will notice that the extras are quite many.
Hit straight back to the bowler and they try to get 2 runs. Yes, you're very right, Abby. Uh, Looking at these coaches, literally, bats ladies have got very few runs off their bat, and I think it's a call up for other bowlers of Tornado CC to stay bowling as much as possible in the straight. I mean, sorry for that. Tornado CC bowlers need to as keep keep it basic as much as possible, bowling straight to the stumps and not getting under pressure. Most like I said, it should be more of a learning process rather than a winning focused on thing.
28 from two, Tornado Bees needing just 20 runs in very many balls. You would say this game would be about done and dusted. However, there's still some bit of fight left in the Tornado side, you could say. Despite the runs tipping off, The team seems to be in high spirits. You can see that they're a little bit uh, animated on the field. They seem to be happy to be out there. Can't really say it's a bad showing from them. This is by far one of their most improved showings against a very, very experienced Tornado Bees side.
Well said, Abdi. And it's a great show from Tornado CC. I personally appreciate what Tornado CC is doing and giving them a target of around 4 years, being consistent in the league. There's gonna be a great improvement, and I would call upon so many other schools come and join in participating in the league so that the competition is improved and the sport gets more competitive. That's why you get more talent and the Victoria Pearls will have more focus on getting quality players from the leagues and the schools tournaments that take place mostly in ladies. And looking at the ladies, it takes so much more time for them to adapt to the game compared to the boys. So it needs them to be practicing so much and playing in league. It gives them good momentum, good experience, and I'd personally say I'm happy to see schools getting engaged in these tournaments.
New ball on your screens there is Nalvega praise, and right from the beginning of the over, we could you could actually see that her captain entrusted her to bowl as one of the options. I'm not so sure whether this is something that the captain sees as giving an opportunity to fringe bowlers to come on, or whether it is that she just does not have the bowlers to come and defend the score.
That's good fielding from Tsunoda CC. Uh, it's okay to do so many bowling changes, but you're supposed to bring in your best bowlers at the moment to create more pressure onto the batsmen so that you make them make much more mistakes rather than getting them comfortable on the wicket. Extra runs, finally they've made 3 runs, making the total of 34 for two in 7.5 balls. Tornado Bees now need only 13 runs from 12.1 overs with a required run rate of 1.07, which makes it much more easier for them to be comfortable and stay around the wicket.
Yeah, that Brighton, that's very true. But now, when you look at all of these 36 runs scored by Tornado Bees, and out of the 36, that is, let's say 37 runs, and out of the 37 runs, 18 of those have been extras. Take off the 18 runs in extras, then you could easily say that the Tornado Bees have just simply scored um, about 19 runs off the bat. 19 off the bat. If at all the Tornado CC girls would put that into consideration, then as a bowling unit, um, they would probably be able to defend scores as small as 50, 60 runs. But then when you involve extras, just like we're seeing today, then it becomes a very difficult thing to do.
This is homework to the bowling side, and the coach must be thinking about that as well. If they need to work more on some things, they should focus on the bowling side as well, because they only have three good bowlers in the set, and those bowlers can only give you 12 overs. Otherwise, they should have used their quality bowlers in those 12 overs, since it's an attacking sport. And Blessings, the captain, is back to bowl her third over after picking one wicket and conceding only 3 runs. Tornado Bees need only 11 runs from 11.5 overs with a required run rate of 0.93.
It's good to see the captain herself returning to the bowling attack. Now that what is needed is very, very little. So it makes a lot of sense to see her come back and try to prolong this as much as possible. With 8 wickets yet to fall for the Tornado Bees, you would say it would be an impossible task for Tornado B to comfortably defend this score.
Exactly. Just
But
like you can see, Anne and Rashidake are comfortably being patient on the wicket, knowing that it's gonna be easy for them to score and to chase that score without pressure. So they can commit themselves and play dead at the moment rather than losing wickets.
and I think the batters themselves have also realized that Appeal Blessing is the bowler that in all likelihood would give them uh, the most hardest, sorry, the most difficult time. Um,
Nalvega comes back to bowl her second over after conceding nines without picking any wicket. Beautifully played by Rashida between covers and points with her back foot shot. It's a beautiful show.
in just 10 runs in about 10.4 overs, 10.3 now. Um, you would say Tornado should comfortably win this within probably the next 2 or 3 overs. There's an appeal there from the fielding side, but the umpire shows signals that the ball made contact with the bat, and that's no doubt.
And updates from other grounds. In Ginger, it's Ginger SS against Jack, and Ginger SS managed to score 133 for 4, and Jack are now 11 for 1 in 4.2 overs. Walila SS versus Africa Cricket Club in Lugogo, Walila managed to score 119 runs for 9 in 20 overs, and Africa CC is 27 for 5 after 11.4 overs. And live here at Entebbe Cricket Oval, it's Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. Tornado CC managed to score 47 all out in 19.1 overs after winning the toss and elected to bat. And now Tornado Bees are 38 for 2 in 9.2 overs. Or rather, it's a 40 for 2 in 10 overs.
And Blessing will return to bowl her final over in the hopes of utilizing now her 5 balls to try and break the partnership and slow down the runs that Tornado B is getting. She so far bowled well, conceding 3 runs in a spell. And I would think this is actually brilliant change in strategy. Try to push the game as far as possible. Like this time around, oh, yeah, she ran out there towards the ball with her hands up in the air like as though she was really praying to God that the ball would just land in and stick it, which wasn't the case this time.
And looks so composed and comfortable with the bowling. Also, she's not attacking Blessing, and which is the right decision. That was ball too full, and they can only get one. It's a messy keeping from the keeper. Let's have a replay and see the previous chance given, and that was dropped. She tried to get it up. Coaches need to work on the fielding as well. I think from both sides, both teams, Tornado CC and Tornado Bees, there are a couple of drop chances. If you can add up, there could be more than 10 drop chances in just this match. So it's a homework also given to the coaches for the players to work on their fielding, runouts, as well as keeping.
In comparison, when you look at both teams and their fielding, you would say that the Tornado CC team has actually fielded a lot better. Their only outdoing this time has been the extras, um, extras that are totaling to about half the score, 19 at the moment.
And she's bowled, she tried to hit it so hard and playing across, and it gets out after scoring 10 runs of 28 balls, making it 42 for 3.
I think looking at Anna, um, in all her previous uh, balls that she's faced, she has comfortably either played on the back foot and struck it on the onside. But this time around, seeing a full toss, she's thinking, "Oh, I could finish the game with this shot." Swings at it, swings right across the line, completely misses it, and gets balled out off a full toss.
Disappointing. Let's have a replay and look at how she got out.
22 for 3 is the score after 11.1 overs. Tornado Bees needing just 6 runs from 8.5 overs. You would say that this is straight up win for the Bees.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a double header, morning and afternoon. So we hope to see a great improvement in the next T20 coming up in the afternoon from both teams. Hopefully to see much more better cricket played today from both teams.
Yeah, that one was tossed up again. I don't know, was tossed up again and runs down the leg. Wicketkeeper is nowhere near it, and they're able to take a run from it, bringing the deficit down to just 4 runs. See, like I say, Brighton, these extras right now, the extras have been very costly for Tornado CC. That is 21 extras, Brighton. 21. You would think that they would have had a fighting chance without these extras.
Great fielding from the youngster in the mid off. And talk about extras again. T20 format doesn't require bowlers to make a lot much more mistakes like bowling extras and bowling straight. However much Jacqueline is trying to strike so hard, I think she wants to get that game done.
Yeah,
as much as
she's
possible, as
literally throwing
soon
the
as
kitchen
possible.
sink at everything. Look at
Yeah,
that.
beautiful shot. She
Yeah.
came down the track and well
But
driven.
run away
It
for
makes
four
it
runs.
4 rounds. Let's see the entire score. They can only get 3 runs. Is it three? Yeah. That's a beautiful shot played by Jacqueline coming down the track and playing it down on the ground.
And with that, uh, the game comes to an end with the Tornado Bees winning by 7 wickets.
Yeah, it's a great show from Tornado Bees. They're losing early wickets in the first 2 overs. And before you on the screen is the match summary of Tornado CC against Tornado Bees. Tornado CC managed to score 47 runs all out in 19.1 overs. And Tornado Bees came after later on and managed to chase the score and winning it by by 7 wickets.
Yeah, looking.
Outstanding performances from the bowling end of Tornado Bees. Well bowled Turita, Wanichan, and Nyapendi, right? And uh, finally, they managed to limit Tornado CC to a score that they could be able to chase. And it has been a beautiful morning in Entebbe Cricket Oval, Tornado CC versus Tornado Bees. And we later look forward to watching better cricket in the afternoon against some teams. Hopefully, it's going to be more fun and interesting. It's been Brighton Muganzi and my senior, Abby Nobat. Thank you.